Greetings YouTube, my name is Nupehadda, and today I'm doing another card review on a very controversial card. I know this is a little late to be talking about this, but Ariadne the Absolver is one of those cards that makes me question why Konami is making. This could potentially, if not hurt the game, but potentially end the game. As I'll guarantee you that when this hits to the TCG, it will be a secret rare. It will either be very short printed, one a case, and it has the very potential to rip apart the player base from the casual players to the competitive players. Competitive players will love this card. Casual players, however, should avoid this. What it what does it do? Well, I've already posted the important things here for y'all to see. There is a monster effect, which is semi-important, but the Pentium effect is what is the most outrageous thing that they could have done. You do not have to pay for any activations for counter traps. This is for the cost, nor to discard for a counter trap. There are very few counter traps in this game that don't particularly matter, but the key ones are the Psalms. You have Psalm Warning, we're getting Psalm Notice, which will be at 3 when the TCG hits it. We have Psalm Scalding, which shouldn't be an issue for this either, because you just don't need any face down magic or trap cards on your field. So you have 7 Psalm cards. You do not have to pay life points, and you do not have to pay any discarding in order to activate this. To be fair here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the monster effect. Pretty much, if this card is destroyed in battle or by card effect, you can reveal 3 counter traps in your deck and have your opponent add 1 to your hand. Honestly, this card should have never existed or even be thought of. I do not know why Konami has chosen to make this card. I do not believe that it's a very helpful card. It is actually a very degenerate card, and as I said, it will completely change everything. If they do not do anything in the TCG wise to fix this issue, either during or before the set comes out, which is going to be the next set, which is Breaker of the Shadows, I believe it's called. TCG tournaments and everything like that will be trashed. The new deck, the Performance Pals, Pipet, I believe it's being called, it will completely trash any decks. I mean, what do you do against this? The only players that'll be able to play this are the rich people. No way this is going to become a common. It'll be impossible. This is only appealing for those who want to spend money, like people who did with Necros. This is a bad card to make. It is a bad card to rely on. And I honestly want to say this. Any casual players who wants to play this for fun or anything, that is fine. But I recommend until this card is dealt with, or until they deal with the Psalm cards, because there's only one way of doing this. You either eliminate this card, which they won't do, or you completely destroy all the Psalm cards. Divine Wraths and everything like that are not as bad. But Psalm Warning, Psalm Notice, and Psalm Scalding are going to be terrible to deal with. So, competitive wise, you guys do what you have to do competitive wise. Go full out as far as I care. Casually wise, I recommend not going to any locals. I recommend not competing to any major events or anything like that until this is dealt with. Because with this, with Peped being ran with it and everything, there's no fun in this game at this point when this card comes out. This actually might force me to rethink if I want to continue. We have it till January when this card comes out. Get as much fun as you can out of the casual plays and everything like that, and then stop at January. And that's practically what I'll be doing because I do not. There's no point in playing the game at January. At least not for the casual players. Competitively, as I said, y'all can do what you want. I just won't be part of them anymore. There is no sense in this card existing. And there's another card that I'm probably going to post the next for my reviews and everything like that. But in all honesty, with these cards coming out and everything like that, Yu-Gi-Oh is no longer going to be about fun anymore. There's no way this game can be fun when you have all these different type of cards that are just going to be destroying how we play the game. Pentium monsters and the concept of Pentiums summoning and everything like that. Though it's good to have a new mechanic and everything, I think that it might be overpowering for any of the older players. Younger players will eventually either deal with it or they'll just move on to Vanguard, Magic Gathering, and stuff like that. I cannot really discredit them or anything for actually doing that because what we see here will not help the game. It will hurt it. There is no reason for this card to exist. There is no reason for any more Psalm cards to be made. Quit making Psalm cards. There's no reason anymore. Let that type of traps die out. You cannot continue to play this game without fear of free Psalm Scholars, a Psalm warning, and free Psalm notices. There's no way. This card itself will allow you to run all those cards, even Divine Rafts, even anything else you want to put in there. Counter Trap Fairies are also going to be running this, and I've seen it on DevPro already. They are the worstest decks to deal with because you have there's no decks besides Pepe's that are going to be running this because they don't have the necessary room in a deck to add on to more counters. They can tweak the decks, that's fine. But you are taking away from what they're usually used to and putting in new stuff that may not even work for them. I say right now that if everything keeps going on, this will be the decline. This will be January of 2016 will start the decline of Yu-Gi-Oh! As much as I hate to say it, that is a good possibility because the cards we're seeing right now will eventually will deteriorate like all the casual players and only competitively around, and at that point there's no more there's no varieties. It'll just be mindless. It'll be mindless competitions. Like a lot of people complained about the post Duelist Alliance. With the top five, you had Shaddolls, BAs, Satel Knights, Cool Forts, and trying to figure out the other ones, and Necros and everything like that. But if this card and the other cards will eventually be coming out, if they're allowed to keep running and everything, and nothing is dealt with the next ban list and everything, there'll be no reason to play anymore. And that will actually give me an excuse to retire. So with that, I appreciate you for watching this, and please give me your feedback.